Hello, friends. Welcome back to the show. If you don't already know, we are on multiple platforms, so you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram. We just started a new Instagram page where we are now posting little clips on the little segments between our full podcast. So if you want to listen to us, like 2-3 minute clips, just follow us on Instagram. Also, help follow us on Spotify and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Kayang, do you have anything else to add?
Shout out to Black Cat Movement for strengthening my shoulders over CB with his unorthodox training methods.
Yeah. So, let's get down to the episode. See you guys. Three, two, one. Hey, notice that most of our episodes we don't introduce who are we. So I'm Nigel,
I'm Kayong.
and then today we have Emile down from the Posture Lab. I think before we get the show on the road, why don't Emile you just give us the download of who you are and what you do?
Actually, it's a lot of things. So I'm Emile. I'm from the Posture Lab. Soon we'll be launching sports also, and also moving to health tech. Hopefully, cross my finger.
Health tech.
Yeah. So, yes, we do a lot of stuff related to postural stuff, like sports massage, personal training, all this kind of stuff. But you don't have to sit up straight. It's fine. Yes. In a nutshell, I'm not a physiotherapist. I'm not an osteopath. I'm not a chiropractor. I'm a sports scientist.
Sports scientist.
The very, very, like how you say, not recognized persons in Singapore.
Okay.
Yeah, who they always see as PE teachers. But we are not.
Yeah, a little bit more than that. Yeah. Oh shit, sorry about that. Okay, so the reason why we wanted to have you on is because I think the posture doesn't matter what you are doing in life, which stage of life you are in. Posture is probably a fucking important thing that we all need to look at, and it's quite underrated. But I think now Singaporeans like increasingly giving more shits about their posture lah.
General health.
General health, and then like when people now, especially circuit breaker, everybody work from home, sit in front of a computer for so long, neck starting to become like giraffe like that. Then we start to realize that posture is something that we need to address, right? That's why we wanted to have you on, and thanks for coming down. Do you have anything you want to ask him? Any questions?
Yeah, so like, what do you do like as a sports scientist?
Okay, so there's a few areas that we work on a lot and specifically deal with is actually firstly like the pain issues. Like a lot of people come to us, and the thing is we are starting to see the younger demographics coming in, and our company really focuses on the younger demographics which is like university grads.
Yeah, if you don't know where the Posture Lab is located at, right? It's located at the most young punk place in the whole of Singapore. Guess where? Skate.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
where was I? I forgot.
the younger demographics and
The younger demographics and fixing postural issues and then I think because like now the younger generation is more aware, and like wellness is like being marketed here like crazy, although like tons of stuff that I don't agree with too, like that massage guy over there. I don't use it at all because I don't really believe in it. Sometimes it's a pseudoscience as well. So on top of that, it's like we work with athletes as well. So high performance athletes, we work with national level athletes. So we do train them as well to also become efficient in what they do. Yeah, but at the same time, it's also, you need this sports therapy as one area to support athletes, which is also lacking in terms of like, if you look around like the national level, how much support does athletes get?
Or national athletes.
right? Like you, because you are not linked to, let's say, Sports SG or anything. So the athletes come to you by themselves, and then they want to seek help lah, basically. Yeah.
And then final demographic is basically we work now. We've also become a social enterprise, so we're actually working with the persons with disabilities. So we work mainly right now with Goalball Singapore. So they're actually a sports organization where they are visually impaired. But we also do like strength conditioning for them specifically. Yeah, which I feel like a lot of personal trainers in Singapore, when you go to these demographics, or like you get someone that's disabled or someone on a wheelchair or someone that's visually impaired, there's always that tendency to like, oh, I don't think I can do it. I'm not trained.
I think they're not confident.
Right? But because of, how fast we churn personal trainers and certifications, that somehow, that's one thing that I'm also trying to like sort of change in Singapore, or like at least create some awareness, is that education of personal trainers,
Do you think they are giving out certifications too easily?
like toilet paper.
Just
I totally
pay,
agree.
Go through the course.
Yeah.
I totally agree
Way too
because
fast.
you are sitting in front of a certified personal trainer here also, which honestly, if you tell me if I was looking for a personal trainer, I would not look for myself to train myself, even though I'm certified. Like I'm certified by one of I don't want to name the organization lah. Let's not do that.
Yeah, let's not go there.
Yeah, but there are 2 or 3 major ones in Singapore that people go say, okay, if you want to have a certification, you go to these 2 or 3 places. So I'm from one of these places. And then I realized that actually it's not so much. If you are certified, doesn't mean you are qualified to train anybody. Actually, it just like you go through that course, but most of the time you confirm pass on. Right. And do you want your personal trainer to be going through a course and then confirm pass and then being a person that is in charge, charging you maybe $50, $60 an hour, and then not really know what he's teaching you? I do not know lah, but that's why. So yeah. So how are you trying to change the landscape in terms of them giving out too many certifications? So
we've also come out with our own certifications, right? And at the same time, we are linked to like ISSA, ACE, where certificates are coming out as well. And we are basically we are launching an education platform specifically to deal with these kind of things. But we are doing it more on the international level, right? So we are also inviting people of like stature, with experience with sports science and whatnot, or even beyond that in the wellness realm, where you're actually accredited, right? Because a lot of this is not accredited in Singapore, and then you got like influencers that are like talking about training programs, running training programs, and like when you look on social media, like when it comes to these kind of things, and then companies are paying influencers to run training programs, it just makes me cry.
Makes him pissed.
I can feel it. I can feel the disappointment in it.
Yeah. So basically, through that, it's like when we launch the education platform, we are also running in-house certifications. And those in-house certifications basically is also like we are competitive with companies that are running the similar certifications. And we're actually pushing out the educational aspect of why we need to educate you this way. Yeah. And of course, there's the buy-in aspect, whether or not you'll buy in, right? So it's of course a long uphill battle because we are fighting the bigger organizations who are already like churning money when it comes to these kind of things. But a lot of people still do not see the importance of like a deeper education. Yeah, which is what we're trying to emphasize on.
So are you just pushing one specific certification, or is there like a few? Because there are different types of certifications, personal training. There is those that do yoga or Pilates. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the full works of it. But yeah, what kind of certifications are you pushing?
In ours, we have the sports massage. Finally, it's accredited, so we can actually like certify anyone to do sports massage. But of course, it's very basic, right? Then we've got another one which is like it's all about posture and fundamental movement. So that's one of the very key factors that we work on within our
I want to ask about that.
Yeah.
For me, it's like posture and fundamental movement, right? Is something that I've now increasingly think is more important.
Longevity is key.
Longevity is really key. So like what are the few things that you often see that if you really boil it down to a couple of things, what are the few main things that Singaporeans always get wrong with, be it bad habits or bad posture? What are certain things that they can do maybe to easily try to alleviate some of these problems? Is there a few things that you can do?
I think the first thing is that when it comes to like, the master leg, no master leg, I think everybody has always got, the leaning to one side when you stand, right? Right. The tendency is that when I ask this question, so which leg do you stand on? If they tell me on the right or left, right? After that, before I can even reply to the answer, they're like, so should I stand on my other leg? Right. So this kind of misconception is that you don't transfer your weight and like, now screw up the other side of your body, but rather it's like what you want to do is balance out the amount of pressure you're placing on your body. That's first. Then secondly is about sitting upright. So sitting upright is not actually right. So comfortable posture without back pain is actually slouching. Just like the full slouch is like.
Oh, so if you lean back and then just look lazy and drunk, that's the best posture.
This is actually the most comfortable posture that I'm sitting in right now because my neck has no pressure, my lower back has no pressure, my leg has no pressure.
Okay.
Right? But the thing is, you can't sit down like that the whole day and do work. Right? That's why they came out with that scorpion chair. You know that
Is it one of those
machine-
ergonomic chairs?
You know that super expensive 4,000-5,000 USD thingy that you fit in your room and then you can adjust the whole thing, the
No
computer
idea,
screen, all
bro.
that.
I don't, we're not in that.
But,
We don't have that money, so we don't even know about that shit. But what's it called again?
Scorpion, I think, if I'm not
Scorpion
wrong.
chair.
Yeah, so there's that. It's like a whole rig which holds your computer, holds everything, and like you can control
oh, okay,
it.
I've seen one of those.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
And if you realize
anti-gravity kind of thing.
the posture and position, right, is basically like a slouch. Right? But the thing is, the idea of even sitting upright is like a lot of people sitting upright is like sometimes they use their back instead of like using the hip.
This
Right.
looks like one of those, you know,
Sorry.
Spider-Man, the first
The first
movie.
Spider-Man.
Then there's the Doctor Octopus.
Yep.
It looks like one of the contraption he has, bro. Alright. So what does this looks like? This is insane.
This is $5,000. I might get me one.
Five or more, I think.
It looks like it's $5,000. Looks like something out of the movies, like Tesla made it or some shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Slouching.
wow, that's insane, eh. Okay, so if you say, okay, but if for people that really need to use computer and do not have $5,000 to get one of those, what do you have any kind of tips or? 'Cause I really don't want to go down this tips route lah, but no choice. I need to ask for tips, bro.
The tips route is don't go and spend money buying super expensive chairs that don't fit you.
How about expensive tables like the Omnidesk?
That one can adjust up and down, right? That one okay lah. I mean, if you can adjust it up and down, I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, because it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's not to you, right? It's just standing up or
Yeah,
down,
yeah.
right? Actually, really think about it. Like, how long do you think humans have actually been sitting down on chairs? Not that long, right?
No,
Right.
I don't think so.
Maybe the first chair, maybe created like 400-500 years ago. So before that, we were never sitting down on chairs, bro.
Maybe you started with stool first.
Maybe.
Locks, right? I mean,
Yeah.
like stumps.
So
Right.
the back has still got core, still got a lot of strength.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But now we put backrest, put armrest. It's like all the rest, so no more strength everywhere.
because I was like sitting down on a chair that day that had no backrest, right? Then I sat down for like maybe 2 hours. Then after that, my lower back, right, started to kill me.
Yeah,
then
I
I asked
have that
myself,
problem, so.
are we humans really supposed to be sitting down on a chair? But then no choice, we need to get shit done, and that seems like the only way that we have now evolved into lah. Maybe humans 200-300 years from now will have like fucking huge ass lower backs for them to sit down for days without a single ache.
Or they'll just be very rounded.
Oh yeah,
like
they
the
just
new-
like that. Right. they have no chest muscles.
evolve.
There's no core. Their core muscles now, right? It's all at the back.
There's no more powerlifting already. You cannot powerlift.
You cannot
anymore.
powerlift.
No more weightlifting already.
Powerlifters will be like,
They're carrying the stone. Like,
See who can sit the longest with the heaviest stone.
the Eller stone.
the Elliston.
Alice lah.
Okay, so my brother he goes to the chiropractor. I don't know what your thoughts about chiropractic.
This one
yeah,
damn controversial.
yeah. I don't
I-
care.
oh,
We don't care, bro.
This
Like
is the most
but we-
controversial shit ever.
okay, the most important thing that my brother says, like, he doesn't know whether it really works or not. But what he does know, whether psychologically or physically, is that he feels better after a session. I think then that's what people put value on, right? Is whether they can lead their life after that with lesser pain.
So that's what I hear is a temporary relief.
What are your thoughts, bro?
It depends on the amount of homework the chiropractor puts in and the effort he takes to teach you. So if a chiropractor is bullshitting you with regards to stretches, training exercises, or like habitual, like correcting habits or educating you about your habit, then of course it's going to be very temporary. Right? Not all chiros are bad. I won't say all chiros are bad straight off the bat. Right? But similarly, they learn similar things to us, just that they learn more about the spine, the bone, the nerves. We learn about muscles, right? So for us, our point of view is from how do we fix stuff from muscles. From them is how do we fix stuff from the spine. But at the same time, I also ask them this very important question. It's like if you're just relying on an X-ray to determine a posture, then are we fully just static and not moving? Right? So there needs to be a comparison between the static and the functional all the time. Because we are doing both. There's no one time that we are just
right.
one or the other. Yeah. So for us, it's like we always look at the middle ground. So when we do our analysis, we also do a static analysis, but we also do functional movement. And then we we test and see whether your static is actually equal to your functional. And is there any outliers in each area?
Do you try and take the best of both worlds? I mean, take a little bit from the chiropractic side, take a little bit of the sport scientist side where you concentrate on the muscles, and then you merge two worlds together. Because that's what you say, right? You want static, you want functional, and you want them to match.
To a certain extent, I mean, because we also taught like plumb line analysis, right? You just hang
What's the plumb line analysis?
Hang one string right in front of the body, right? Then you see what's imbalanced. Although for us, that is what we do visually. We
let's
don't
talk
have
more about
an
it. I think
X-ray.
because the listeners probably wouldn't know, and Kayong also probably doesn't know. I did a bit of it when I was getting the certification, but yeah, I think Emile can talk a little bit more about it.
So our plumb line analysis basically is like you put one plumb line right in the center of the body. You need to really know where the exact center of the body is, and then after that it's like determination whether like your head is tilted to one side, the ear this side higher than the other, your shoulder one side higher than the other, and then as you go down to the hip, to the knee, to the ankles, and then how your feet is positioned also matters.
Pronator and whatever,
then out-toeing, in-toeing, all those different kind of things. And then at the same time, we will also get you to like roll down to like 90 degrees so that we can see whether you've got actually muscular development, scoliosis, and all those kind of things. So all that different things that we do within the palm line analysis is just the first part.
Very basic first step into.
But the first part already tells a lot of things, right?
I see.
Based on development, like if you're always doing like right to left action, like let's say you're a badminton player, maybe your right to left develops a lot, right? So
that's the coke. That's the coke.
Yeah, so like if it develops this way, there's a high tendency that your body might have a slight rotation already. Right? So
Means the muscles that you use more on the
develops
right.
this way.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the action So the action could already give you a high possibility that body has rotation. So if body has rotation, we start asking ourselves in our head while we're actually analyzing you. If you're going to do a squat, will the bar actually rotate? Are you going to rotate right to left? Okay. Is something going to happen? Are your knee going to cave in? Is your feet going to go this way? So we actually ask ourselves all these different questions as we're already doing the static analysis. Yeah. Whereas I don't know whether the chiro looks at it like that.
Yeah. I know of people that went to chiropractors, right? And then they go to a chiropractor maybe with like most common is like a pinching nerve. Then they can't feel their leg, can't feel their fingertips. And then they go to a chiropractor and the chiropractor says, oh no lah, it's just a little misalignment. It's not a bulging disc, right? A chiropractor can't really help with a bulging disc that much. That's the context. So then they go for like chiropractor for like 7-8 months. Then after they realize this chiropractor ain't doing shit lah. Then he really then he goes to like a Western medicine guy and then take a MRI and fuck dude, it's a bulging disc. Right? This is not to shit on chiropractors, but just saying like I think the best way is to explore the different possibilities and then find out what's what. Like it's the same thing for traditional Chinese medicine. The same shit. Like we know I've been to traditional Chinese medicine like clinics and some shit really works. And some shit like made it worse. Yeah. Right? So I think if it doesn't work for a couple of months, I think you probably should change.
Second opinion.
Yeah, fucking second opinion. That's
Always
the most
get a
important
second
thing, right?
opinion.
And but also like I think chiropractors is very controversial lah, as we said. I don't know whether, but people seem to like it. Like there's more and more chiropractic clinics opening out there lah.
The one of the main reasons why whenever people ask me this, right, is that I'll just refer them to the research that is done. Right? If you refer to where the research is done, it's done by the Chiropractic Association or something like that. Right? So if your chiropractors are doing research and it's done by the Chiropractor Association, there's bias.
It's an inside job.
It's like all biased towards chiros already, what? There's no external other researchers that are showing that this is actually happening, right? And it's like true that yes, this is positive, is helping, right? By the same token, on the other end, is like I also don't know why they call themselves doctors, because you're not a medical doctor.
That's what I heard.
That's one thing that for me lah. Sometimes it's like, oh, I'm doctor this. I'm like,
they don't have a PhD, right? It's just a doctor in chiropractic.
no, it's like you need like the
MD,
MD or
registration
something
with
else,
medical also. Yeah.
to be called a doctor. But you're chiro and I'm a doctor. I'm like, do you study what a medical doctor studied? If not, then doctor, really?
I guess it's marketable that way. Yeah.
Yeah, I think quite contentious lah. And also, it really depends whether you are lucky enough to meet a good chiropractor or a bad chiropractor. If you meet a good one, yeah, it's alright. Like he can probably solve most of your issues, and if your issues are small, he can solve it for you.
I guess the cracking was always
Yes.
yeah. I guess the cracking is always related to like yeah. Then like people feel good about it. So
It's the feel good.
yeah, it's the feel
Once
good.
you got that feel good, it's like you feel like you've done something already. Psychologically,
Is cracking good for you?
Continuous cracking, and if it eventually gives you pain, it's not good for you.
Okay.
Oh shit. That looks
Right.
like the route I'm heading to.
But if you're just cracking with no pain, no nothing, that's fine. Yeah, but if it becomes too habitual, it's not good. Yeah.
Because I watched like this YouTube doctor of chiropractic on YouTube, right? He goes around, then he like cracks celebrities and famous people.
Famous athletes.
Then he sees this one guy. Do you know about this guy that has no neck? He's called damn white neck. No, there's this
Okay,
guy
okay.
that has a huge neck. And then it was quite funny. Like he asked him, "Hey, bro, has anybody ever cracked your neck?" He said, "No, I can never ever crack my neck." Then you haven't seen a photo of him. I show you a photo of him.
I'll show you. I know who you're talking
You know who I'm
about.
talking about? Do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
If you see him, you'll blow your mind. His neck is probably twice the size of mine.
No, bigger. This guy, right?
Yes, show him.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, so
He's a meme.
yeah, he's a meme. So then he's on Instagram. It's called Damn White Neck. Yeah, shout out Damn White Neck. But so he was on one of the episodes, and then he tried to crack his neck, and in the end he managed to crack it. But I'm thinking to myself, like, does a crack really mean it's good?
Yeah, like
Right?
to people it's always like, oh, relief, tension. Yeah.
But it might, as you said, maybe if you keep on doing it and there is pain. But why would there be pain if you keep on cracking? Like, what's
That
the
one
reason?
depends on like your bone structure and like everything. I mean, it's not just bone structure because within your bones already there's like nerve systems, there's like all your muscles, there's everything
tendons
else
and
that's
everything
within
that
that
is-
system. So it's like it doesn't mean that if you're cracking, even God knows it's like if you crack wrongly, you might just pinch something, you might hit something,
Might
your
strain or
ligament,
pull.
tendon, something happens.
So the
That's how
crack
pain
is
occurs.
the crack is just like a air bubble, is it? Then you
No,
pop
lah.
it, or
It's-
what is it?
it's
Or
not
a
just
bone
air
coming out of
bubbles. No.
Then what is
It's
it?
not just air bubbles. It's a lot of different things.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like what?
It can be a lot of different factors that create that.
That crack.
Yeah, it's not just air bubbles like what the world says.
I have
Yeah,
no idea.
Like I was telling him, I heard it was like nitrogen in your body or something. That's the misconception.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like
That's
bro
the-
science.
that's like-
Myth,
yes.
bro science.
Debunk
Super
the
bro
myth.
science.
But what is so it can be a lot of different things that
Yeah,
we
that
can't pinpoint
causes
to.
that cracking. And like it's like your joint, there's always like gaps. And like even in your shoulder joint there's gaps, right? So basically what you're doing is like you're actually sometimes it can even be like a tendon, right? Not tendon, sorry.
I know when you
Like the ligament or tendon that is snapping over as you go crack. Yeah. And that tendon creates a sound also. Like a rubber band. You remember you pull a rubber band?
like you strumming a guitar kind of thing. Like.
Similar to that.
Oh,
That can be that also.
I mean, I rotate my shoulder. There's like 3-4 cracks. It's not good. Definitely not a good sign.
And mobility needs some help.
For sure.
Yeah.
Did Gerard what's his name?
Jared.
Jared tell
So
you
we
that?
are. So we do some of the maze works, but then I've realized that what really helps me is actually just hanging on the pull-up bar. Like gives me a lot of relief. Like not just in my shoulders, all the way down actually. Because now I realize that my back is not doing any work when I'm hanging. It's just like
Yeah, like
it's like
Wait.
it's just like. So then it feels them like that 30 seconds or 1 minute that I try to hang on there, although my hands are dying, right? The rest of my body is like relaxed, bro.
Oh, so yeah, I've actually tried using. Do you know about gravity boots? The one where it allows you to hang upside down.
I've seen them use it. I've never used it.
Yeah.
Kai Xiong used it, right?
Yeah. So I used one from Kai Xiong. Yeah. So it's like hanging upside down. So I just feel my back relax.
But does
in a way.
it work or not?
It did for me for a bit, but I didn't use it that much. Kai Xiong did it more.
Actually, I remember
He had
said,
a small back injury.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he said it was quite relieving. Actually, it kind of makes sense lah. If you're hanging just upside
Yeah,
down
because it takes the pressure off
of
the spine,
everything else. Yeah, that's why they have this plank that you can
Decompression.
go lie on it, right? Then they rotate you like upside down,
Yeah.
Oh.
right? Yeah, they rotate you upside down. It's supposed to be really good for
Okay,
your back
I think
also.
I know, right.
Yeah, anything actually that goes against gravity will relieve a lot of.
now I feel
A
like
lot of
hanging.
pain. I just feel like hanging, right? Yeah, and not everybody can do a pull up, but I'm pretty sure everybody can hang, bro. Hang out with your friends, hang by yourself.
Go bungee jump.
Oh, they recently have a lot of offers. Yeah.
Now the
AJ
SG,
haircut.
they're giving you that $100, right? Apparently you can use it at the
For
place in
AJ
Sentosa.
haircut, yeah.
Right?
The bungee jump.
Yeah, Shermaine knows what's
Yeah,
that.
AJ haircut. So my girlfriend actually works for
Right.
Sentosa. So there are a lot of offers. Have you ever bungee jump?
No.
Do you want to? We can go together. Because there's a 3-man swing as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you can hook up with 3 of your friends.
Right.
And then
Fuck, how does that work? 3-man swing.
you know, like the
The long cable one. Then you
Clarke
go.
Quay has one where they were.
But that's sitting down in a chair, right?
Yeah, but bungee don't have bungee individual.
Oh, I thought you can like 3
can
people stand up
try.
together, jump down together. Then if you like got one guy that is, I don't know whether the physics behind this makes sense, but if you have one guy that's fucking heavy, then 2 guys are damn light, then
that's it.
the fat guy pull the 2 guys down, oh, fucking funny, bro.
Triple bungee jump. Yeah, if you want, maybe you can go bungee jump together sometime.
I wonder really it relieves some. No, but when you end at the end, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
like for the.
Why is something this?
In fact, it's not decompression. It's whiplash.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, Jared has his own podcast also lah. It's called Fitness Unplugged. Not Jared, sorry. Goodness,
Whoa,
brain fart.
whoa,
Yeah. Jared, maybe you have a podcast.
Jared.
I don't know.
They call me Jared. How?
Beat.
Beep. Yeah. So he talks about like bust some myths. Like he talked about whether BMI is actually a good way to access somebody's body weight, whether they are proportional. I think quite interesting. Listen if you can go and listen. But I think for us we already know. So we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about other shit. What other things do I have here? Oh, what made you actually want to open a posture lab? Yeah, that's
What's that? This one is
it's
life
okay.
story. Come on.
We got
Way
a
back,
long
way
time,
back.
bro.
Wow.
All the time.
So, okay, it started from when I was first cycling. I did road cycling comparatively. But then I knew jack shit about how to train. And I got myself injured. Then because of that, I went to physio, went everywhere. Physio never fixed me, as usual, right? Singapore, a lot of stories about that. So that
What do you
didn't happen.
injure?
I not really injured, but I pulled my IT band until like it got so bad that right now it can never go back to its original state lah. So which means whenever I run, whenever I do anything intense with weight bearing stuff, the whole area gets inflamed lah. Yeah, so I suffer in pain by 2 km. So 2.4 is shit to me, so I cannot do well there. Okay, then with that, then I went into I got my road cycling certification. So I got myself cycling coach certified, and that was not enough. So I went for PT. PT, study, not enough. Right, then NS called me. So after I studied PT, I went into NS, and because NS, I was like what you call it, sentry. Right, so a lot of free time, right, in camp. So I borrow all the books from the library, sports science one, or like fitness books.
It's a real passion for you. lah.
So just keep reading But okay, before that I was studying mechanical engineering in Singapore Poly. I retained 1 year there because I
retained
hated what I studied. So through that, it's like, yeah, I basically realized that actually I had a calling lah. I mean, like sports science was something that I was very interested in. So I went to sports science degree. It's the ECU degree lah. Addis Cohen from Australia. So it's not NTU. Yeah, the ECU degree. And then from there, 1 year into my studies, it's a 2-year program. First year after I went in, I had a good friend in LaSalle. She was running like a theatre performance thing where she needed help to train the theatre performers.
dance,
And that's how I got myself involved with arts. And it was a successful program. So the lecturers there actually asked me, why don't you write into the school and like see whether you can lecture. So 1 year in, I managed to get a job. I was teaching in LaSalle for 2 years as an adjunct lecturer, working with conditioning for musical theatre students and helping with the dance side lah. That's why we, until today, are still working with dancers. Yeah.
That's why. Yeah, we were looking. Yeah.
Yeah, and through that, it's like, management changed in LaSalle 2 years, then lost my job because management say you're not important anymore. So,
It's okay.
I lost it. Then came out, and that was when, like, in my head already, is I know the importance of conditioning as the first area lah. Then I looked for a job, desperate for a job. The only job that I could find was, if you all know Dr. Stretch, have you all heard of them?
No, we are so out of it. That was more.
Familiar, but okay.
Yeah, so it's like stretch clinic. People, you pay them money for them to stretch you.
yeah.
Simple as that. Yeah, so I worked for them for 1 year. And then we will not go into the details of why I got fired, but I got fired. And then from there, it was because like they do like stretch and all that. And I had studied sports massage as well. I did a course. So with the idea of therapy there already now in my head, because I worked there 1 year, and also constantly hearing the word posture. This can help you correct posture. And I go physio, this can help you correct posture. Go chiro, this can help you correct posture. But then I asked myself, what are you all doing to correct posture? Everybody's just doing one part, but you all are not holistically correcting posture.
You're only
Until
fixing
today, you're just looking at that point and fixing that point. Then when people say, here tight, you stretch there. It's like, sometimes the tightness is not just there, what? Right? So because of that, it made me question what is lacking in the industry. And basically it was postural education. Right? And how do you apply that? And so from my perspective of the sports science was basically, of course, it needed to be a whole package. It cannot be one part. So that was how I came up with the idea of
posture labs. Yeah. Okay, I really like that. So,
And lab is like research and like trying to find out like the analysis aspect.
Even today, you are still learning, I guess.
Yeah.
If you see different
Still
clients.
going a lot deeper this time, but like
Yeah, but I think it's a constant process. You never learn the entire
never
suite.
learn,
Yeah, it's impossible. Different clients all got different tendencies,
you
different
always
problems.
see something new.
But now, now the clients I would imagine, right, will be like older generation. But no, when I go to his Instagram page, right, most of them is like 40, 30 plus. Not many old people like go to the posture lab. That's why I was like thinking, quite interesting. That younger people like are seeing the value, or maybe they not just seeing the value. They no choice. The pain is like just too much. They have to go. I think it's a combination of both things. But yeah, interesting that no more young people like us are giving more shit about it lah. But okay, what can you help? How do you help the dance? Because as we see like dancers, right, although they move very elegantly, right, actually there's a lot more.
There's a lot of pain behind their
There's so much pain
fine-tuning
behind.
their elegance.
What do you guys do for the dancers?
Sure, you have a lot of ankle conditioning kind of.
to a certain extent, depends on the type of dance also. So for us, it's like, for me, when I first worked with LaSalle, it's basically I work with people that do like musical theatre, basically does like tap dance, jazz, ballet, a little bit contemporary, and then they touch a little bit on hip hop, right? And then the dance side is basically very, very in tune with like ballet, contemporary, like as a main focus, right? So when I saw the both worlds, it's like, in my head, it's like, there's like commonality when it comes to like different aspects of dance. And for each demographic of dance or each area of dance, I think it's like, there's very, very different focus that we work on. So like for street dancers, specifically, we work a lot on the hips because there's always that bounce, right? Constant bounce. So, and then, all the tricking, they want to do tricks. So we tend to see a lot of hip issues there and like lower back issues. But I think the most common thing we see among all dancers is the lack of back strength.
Back strength.
Why is that though?
Because everybody dance forward, man.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Then even contemporary dancers, you roll on the ground. Everything is also forward.
Oh,
Right, there's no
okay. I've never.
There's no back involved at all. So even ballet dancers, although they might seem like the damn strongest people on earth, right? You ask them to activate their back, right? They cannot do it for you.
connection.
Most of them cannot do it for you. Yeah.
So what kind of exercises or what kind of stretches do you tell them so that they can, strengthen their back? What are the main ones lah?
This one is very complicated though. Yeah, but one of the main
personal.
exercises I use is called shoulder salutation. It's actually something that is like, a chair pose. Like
I think I saw. Yeah.
Yeah, I post it quite a lot.
What do you mean?
Shoulder salutation.
You hold something in front of you, then you lift up above your head, like that. Then you squeeze your scapula together, then you slowly release downward.
Okay.
In a half
then.
squat.
Yeah, so I saw someone holding a ball also. I think.
Yeah.
Are you leaning against the wall or are you just half squatting?
quarter
You're just half
squat,
squatting.
Whole stability.
That
Yeah,
sounds
that-
like an interesting exercise for anybody to do actually.
And that alone, right, gets your back activated. Meanwhile, people in the gym are doing like back extension, this extension, that extension, but like you're moving tons of joints, but it's not isolated, you cannot target the back. So that's why like a lot of people struggle with like back strengthening. Yeah, so that's one area. And then another thing would be right now we're also working a little bit closer with Chinese dance. So Chinese dance also got a lot of
Quite
extreme
flary,
stuff.
flary stuff. Yeah.
And like leg kicks, which I'm like ballistic kicks, which I'm like, no, don't do that.
Ballistic kick.
Like,
What the fuck is a ballistic kick?
like you know, ballistic warm ups. Like the soccer players, when they warm up, they kick their leg like up.
Oh
and
yeah,
down.
huh?
Yeah, they do that.
I do that.
And that's how you can get injured sometimes.
Yeah, that's what all soccer players do, bro. That's what we always do. Like, okay, we go take 3 steps. Okay, now everybody kick forward. Then we kick forward like really quick, cause we're trying to simulate like if you're kicking the ball far. You know,
So the idea is to stretch
stretch out, but maybe
Yeah.
but you don't. Are you trying to say that you don't want to stretch out the muscle that quick? You should do it slowly.
No,
or-
you don't want to pull your muscle.
Okay,
Or you
so-
don't want to injure the muscle that's at the joint there. You know, when it's in the
so
within
what
the
I
joint.
do now for like let's say when I do my leg days, right? I will hold a pose and then I'll swing.
Right.
Like not like ballistically, but gently, I guess you can say. So that's not
Normally, if you were to do, let's say, squats, I would do squats.
yeah, correct. So like this the
Yeah.
before I
Before
actually
even
do
going
the-
into squats.
yeah.
Before into going squats, I do mobility. You can talk to Gerard about it.
Yeah. The
we
mobility stuff, right?
we do similar things, but his one is definitely a lot more in depth. Yeah, but I also do mobility as a warm up first. So get your hip joint warmed up, get your glutes activated, get your
All the
your
activation
quad activator,
drills.
hamstring activator, everything. Then you go into squat.
Whenever I think about like the what ballistic kicks,
Ballistic
right? I just think of like, you know, those Wusu people.
No, I think about
Then they
Street
kick up.
Fighter, the Chun-Li.
Yeah.
Actually, that's what they do.
Yeah.
They do it like really quick.
Yeah, they
Snap,
kick,
snap,
then
snap,
they
snap, snap.
smack their feet, then it's like fucking loud. That's like,
Ballistic kicks.
ballistic kicks, bro. We learned something new.
So there's a lot of fear of injury. Like I actually worry about dancers sometimes, especially now. Like the trend in dance has gone up so much, right? That I feel the education in dance is not there. Like
meaning
the
behind.
the warming up, the cooling down. How do you structure a proper program? Like dance teachers know the surface of it, but they touch and go.
I think it's maybe because like the students or the people that are learning dance now, right? They are all like 16, 15 years old. So they don't see the value in stretching. Like as a 15-year-old, 16-year-old, dude, what the fuck? Stretch. I just
And they don't feel the pain.
Yeah, I'm ready to go, bro.
'Cause
Even
they're
if
young,
I injured, right, sprain ankle, 2 days later I can play. Like no problem. Like
Yeah.
no,
I have one friend who trains with me now. He don't even warm up with it. Every time he just go and do the weight raw, right? I just don't
How
know.
old is he?
My age, 25.
that's probably
Oh,
not
give
good
him
for
give
him.
him a few more years. Maybe after that he'll be complaining pain everywhere.
But then as back to like this generation, like as they grow older, then they will start to see, maybe that's why there's a new wave of young kids, especially escape lah. Fuck, imagine like 6 years ago the escape guy, some YP 15 years old or 16 years old, now they're like 20 plus. They now start to see, oh shit, my back's aching. Now doesn't mean next day I can go and pop off some moves again. I need some help. Right? Alright. Interesting, huh? Yeah. Is there anything else? Well, I got a couple of other topics, bro. How about let's just talk about real world stuff. How about the vaccine that they just announced? Actually, bro, I really hope and pray that it succeeds. It can go back to some normality and
But it still take time though.
Yeah, testing, research.
And you got
PMD
anti-vaxxers some more.
Yeah.
Singapore, you think a
that's
lot?
what we were talking
Still
about
have
that day.
Singapore.
Still have, right?
There's a group of people that also anti-vax
We all-
in Singapore.
we don't. It's not just in the US. There's these
It's
people out there.
worldwide, yo.
Yeah. I think it's because maybe these people, they maybe had a bad experience or maybe they are easily influenced.
Or they probably heard someone
Yeah.
that had a bad experience.
Or maybe fake news.
I mean, like-
Tons of fake news going
But
around.
fake news, you can go either way lah. So you can't just say it's only for the
Yeah,
vaccines.
yeah,
Maybe we are on the end of fake news where vaccines are good. We never know. But we're just saying like, we didn't know that these people in Singapore exist. Right? But they do.
I mean, most of us are all vaccinated, but it's always just that 1 off 0.01% that something happened because of. There's always the research, right? There's always the
Yeah.
failure rate.
There's always someone outlying.
Yeah, there's always the outlier that fails.
Yeah.
lah.
Yeah. So but PM Lee today just came out and said like for global vaccination program, not Singapore global, will probably take a couple of years.
Definitely.
Right? Because it's like a
But then maybe another virus come.
I was telling my friends maybe in another 5-6 years then there's another pandemic that hits again.
Yeah, lor. The environment like that, so everything is appearing.
Yeah.
I don't know what I really want to go on a COVID-19 rant, but I will not go down the rabbit hole, bro. I want to.
Should watch Kevin Hart's new comedy.
Why? He talks about COVID, eh? Oh, dude, he launched it after COVID.
Yeah, just like 2 days ago, I think.
Shit.
It's called Zero Fucks Given.
That sounds like my video.
Yeah. What's your
the
video
new
about?
series.
Let's talk about it.
Emile Edwin eat everything.
I mean, eat everything.
Yeah.
So it's just you guys go to a coffee shop, go to wherever, sit down, eat, and then talk shit about.
It's really just chill. I mean, like the world is so caught up with like everything in the, like everything needs to be prim and proper. YouTube needs to be like over edited videos which looks like awesome just to get your attention. So both of us, we came to this idea. Is like, you know what? We like food, right? We like to eat, right? Then people like to see mukbang, right? So we go mukbang for them, but our version of mukbang, Singapore style. You don't like it, don't watch. I mean, we're simple with that. I mean, if you like our shit, then watch our shit. Like,
Same here.
if you don't like it, I'm cool. I mean, there's billions of people around, right? YouTube is like...
I mean, if you don't like it, don't watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
that's our podcast motto actually.
If you don't like it, don't watch it.
Yeah,
Do
then-
you all plan it or it's just like, hey, today eat what? Then just...
We talked about it like 1 week before. And then on that same day that we talked about it,
Just
we say,
same one.
okay, so which day you free? Then I put it in my calendar already. All right, let's do it. Yeah.
So now you're on like episode 1 is out lah. Episode 2 is going to be
Coming out.
coming out.
We saw a bit of episode 2 already.
Quite funny. I got a little bit of edit in it lah. Not super raw because got the rewind part, but quite funny.
Yeah, but like that only. It's
Yeah,
like
that's it.
cut, done. Yeah, even our thumbnail, all that stuff is like we just how long did I take? Like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
5 minutes to edit everything. Now they're done.
Actually, that's why we went on to talking about like Singapore is not ready for this type of long form content. Like people always like some people come to us and say, your podcast too long 15 minutes too long. Then I was like, 15 minutes for a podcast, right?
It's too short.
Yeah, for the podcast we listen to, like we all three listen to podcast, like 15 minutes is really considered like we give chance already.
Yeah, and somehow like, this is the first time we meet you. There's so much we can talk about.
Yeah, we
Like,
can go on for days.
50 minutes is, or even 1 hour.
15 minutes, I think like 0.001% of my life is explained.
Yeah. And then, like you say, so many things we ask you, like, wow, that's a very long story. Maybe when we bring you go bungee jumping. Okay.
You need to get a higher table. Yeah, we changed the table from the old table. So the previous couple episodes, when the guests were sitting at where Emile was sitting at, their legs couldn't go in because the table had like a metal thingy over here. So got another table. But this table, although it's more comfortable for the person sitting, is also ultra flimsy because we have no money to buy a better table.
You see, I try not to rest on the table.
Yeah, it's like a piece of paper. But no, you know what? I think it works lah. No choice. Until we get a little bit more funding. No choice, right? Oh, what's this?
Question. So like, for someone who wants to seek help from you, right? Like, they can just hit you up on Instagram or hit straight down the posture.
With Instagram since day one. Business was run and launched from Instagram since day one.
Yeah,
So
but we saw like you have a couple of other Instagram pages, not just Posture Lab,
the
right?
sports SP sports without the O. Yeah, that's gonna be launched very soon.
So will you be conducting it at the Posture Lab itself, or is there?
It'll be there first, and then once we've gotten everything running, then we'll start looking for new educational space.
Yeah.
You have your own crew of trainers, I guess.
Oh, yes. Like I always heard like sports massages are good, but they hurt like a bitch. That's what I heard
Cannot be
lah.
as painful as like TCM, they guasha, all this kind of
No
thing.
way, I heard
What's your
sports
thoughts
massage
on
is the worst
guasha?
I heard sports massage worse than TCM. Legit. I think if you go for like confirm got some TCM, of course heard like
I haven't
motherfucker lah,
actually
but-
been to a TCM, I think. Yeah, never done.
I've never been to TCM either.
Yeah.
What?
No
But I
trust.
do sports massage.
Hey, we need to ask him. Okay. We were looking at your name just now, right?
Oh shit.
Then we were
Dumont
like,
is French.
Yeah.
Right.
what's what? Yeah. Tell us what's what.
What's going down? Okay, so my name is French. I can speak Mandarin, but I look Malay. But I'm actually Indian. I'm Chindian actually. Yeah, my dad's
Chindian,
Indian, my mom Chinese. Right, but the French name came from the Pondicherry India, which was colonized by the French.
Ah.
But how did the name come about and like evolve to French, I also no idea. So to me, it's like heritage.
Yeah.
It's been passed down that way already.
So that's why I was wondering, like, Emile Dumont. I know Dumont is French, so I just want to see your heritage.
That's now we were doing some pet work, right? Then I was like, we were talking about, hey, do you think he Malay, Indian, Chinese, Eurasian? Then he's like, Dumont is French, bro. Then I'm like, dude, he looks nothing like a Frenchman. You think this?
Okay.
How is he French? So it's like, okay. Then actually we wanted to ask you at the start of the podcast, but we fully forgot about it. Yeah.
So I'm not French at all.
Dumont.
You can't speak French at all, right?
J'ai parlé français petit peu.
Okay, good enough. I don't know.
I heard a petit peu.
Petit peu.
I only know the Je m'appelle. I'm probably saying it wrongly. So Je m'appelle is like my name is. Then you
Je
just
m'appelle
I
Dumont
don't
et
know nothing
François.
about French. Bro.
French it up. You know, friends, French it up. That's what Joey said. Okay, how long are we in? Oh shit.
Oh yeah, then y'all go TikTok. Go TikTok. Y'all can see me. I got some reaction videos. Actually, I already created a YouTube
you
channel
started.
for reaction videos, but I have not recorded it yet. And the recording is meant to be in the Asian community. So it's like all of Asia, I'm just picking out videos wherever I find them and like I just want to react to them.
Oh, so
Any
it's like
videos or
you
like
see-
But I don't want to start with Singapore first. If not, like all the haters will just hate on me and then like start throwing out bullshit and
why?
shit.
Don't be scared of them, bro.
No.
You
know it.
I got rap now in Singapore. It's like, I don't want them to just burn it down instantly, one day gone, finish.
You're like,
It's like, put out. I cannot afford it.
not worth.
I work my ass off so hard not to
get
destroy it in
torn.
one day.
Bro, they're damn toxic now. Like,
Yeah. The cancel generation.
Oh, I was talking about it on the previous podcast. You
right?
can watch it, but okay, I that's enough of talking about this kind of shit for 1 week for me. Like, you guys can talk about it, but I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. It's not that I got any hate for me, you know. It's just that I have enough about talking about it. Like, I want to move on, talk about other shit. Like, I don't want to spend too much time thinking about it. Right? Culture in Singapore. Now I think it's probably because the coronavirus also. Then people like have more time to think about shit, taking things to the extreme. Maybe? Think so?
I don't know, man.
Or it's just a few people that have a very loud voice.
I think the positive side tends to stay quiet.
But I think, how you say, when it comes to reaction videos, right, sometimes people cannot take a bit of humor. They cannot take a
Like
bit
they
of
have to,
salt.
they have to understand that it's comedy.
Like, positive, right, how you say, positive, not reinforcement, but like we are educating you through a funny way. But, we are, no matter how much we say it's bad, we are still trying to educate you. Yeah, but it may sound like we're coming off as like, oh, this is
Like
shitty,
dissing
this
you.
is wrong, like, come on. So that mentality of like, I'm right, you're wrong. I feel it's
Ego
what
lah.
goes around Yeah,
Ego
the
lah.
ego cannot be put aside. Yeah,
So,
you go ahead.
So you want to be like reacting to like sports stuff, and
of course, that's where I'm good at, right?
then
That's where I
I'm-
focus at, right?
I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
I was like thinking to myself, I think it's oh shit, I'm going back down that woke cancel culture. No, okay, no. Wow, see, I get myself too deep into this shit, bro. I can't stop. I need to stop it. Okay, we're not gonna talk about that. Let's talk about something else. I don't know what else you guys want to talk about, bro. We got a ton of time. We got a little bit more time on the show. I was thinking like the day when I was setting up these chairs, right? I was thinking like, wow, I need to get better chairs for the people that are coming on the podcast. Because these chairs like kind of push you back, right? Then it's very hard to.
No, but we don't lean. I don't tend to lean much when we talking. So
Ergonomic chairs. Then my ergonomic chairs are fucking expensive, bro.
every time we say something about like ergonomic, what something I asked him just now, so he has this smirk.
Yeah, talking about. Let's talk about this. Lah. But how about let's talk about this? Wait, disclaimer. I got this over the 11/11, right? Because I was telling Kayong like, I need something to. I got no enough money to go massage, so I got no choice. I need like this is the cheapest thing out there.
Self.
How much you spend?
This was 50.
Oh, alamak.
Why?
Our half an hour session $65.
We've done more than this thing.
Yeah.
Because I guess you need to know where to place it also, right? Right. I mean, like if I use it on myself and then you use it for me, it's a totally
different.
different thing, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So how should I place it? Give me some advice. Like I placed it on the neck of my mom, right? Then my mom said, "Wow, I feel like vomiting because she like motion. Like if you put it very near your head and then your entire head bobble, right? It's quite discombobulating. That's a long word, but
You wanna check it out? Do you even
For
wanna
me,
touch it?
for me, I know.
oh no, he's touching it.
For me, I know this is very ticklish to me.
Oh,
like,
really?
If I put it on like the surface of my skin, right, it's just like ticklish as fuck. Like, I don't feel the effect at all.
Even if you change the head, like so, if you change like there's the one
There's
where
the sharp head.
the sharp
there's
head.
Yeah, I've tried it all. We actually did an experiment when this was initially launched, like the first one that
original
came out.
brand, right?
Yeah, we already tried it.
Not Hydra.
Hypervolt.
Hypervolt.
Yeah, we already had a version of it. We tried it. We like go all the different heads. Then we're like, cannot. I just cannot.
Really?
And the thing is, you're feeling a machine go against your body. It's like, what the fuck is that?
So you're saying like these are the best things to help.
I mean,
I mean-
and the knowledge of
I mean, you're able to feel out the exact points, and sometimes the points might be a lot deeper than what that can do.
Yeah, for sure.
Even if you change the thing,
For sure.
because no matter how much you place it there, right, it's gonna like vibration, right? It's gonna like slip if you don't apply enough pressure. If you apply too much pressure,
It's gonna hurt.
It's gonna hurt. And if it hurts, you might be pushing into the wrong area. Yeah, so there's a lot of different factors when it comes to this kind of thing.
So this is the same as the temporary
Yeah,
relief.
this is the feel good. I mean, people use this for warm ups and they say it's awesome.
yeah. I've seen people use that.
I've heard it before, but I don't really know whether it really helps. But okay, if it helps you warm up, then fine. It's partially psychological. So
I guess what do you call that? What do you call that? Where you don't believe it's not supposed to be real, but then it still helps you.
it's like your Panadol. What is it called? I also forget the
that
words. It just slipped my mind already.
I also don't know.
It's like what melatonin is. It doesn't do anything.
Anyway, basically, if this is used wrongly, it won't help you lah. And I think most people use it wrongly, but no choice. I already bought it, so just let me have my fun with it.
Consumer culture, man.
Yeah, lor.
Yep, definitely.
11/11 comes along, you don't buy something, you feel a bit guilty one. And now they have got us, bro. Like if 11 comes along, right?
Yeah, I didn't buy anything.
See
bro.
how I see
It's just you, bro.
Just,
It's just you.
It's confirm not
It's
just
just
me.
It's just you.
confirm not
No,
just
down
me.
here it's just you.
True.
So
but
two-thirds
rest of the Singapore,
one third of the population.
no, it's confirm more.
But one third good enough for Jack Ma to make
sir.
the big dollars, bro.
It's definitely more than 1/3. Look at like, you couldn't go any place without seeing a Portugal face during the 11/11 sale.
They're everywhere.
No, I got this thing right where I don't like to grab food. I don't want to pay the delivery fee. I rather go get it myself.
So you
Yeah.
still don't.
I rarely order food.
That's why you should. That's why you got a girlfriend. Your girlfriend don't see price one. His girlfriend order food, right? Just whack. That's what he told me. That's what he told me. Okay, don't hold me to it, but that's what he told me. So I'm just going on what you said.
I think she makes up for my.
She's the yin to your yang.
Yep.
Okay, so I think that's a pretty good podcast lah. How about let's put an end to it, huh? So we can take whatever we want to talk about offline. But yeah, everyone, thanks for coming down again. We just want to thank you very much for coming down.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Cannot wait for your reaction video.
Your first invitation of the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay lah. No, I think we talk a little bit more, but all the podcasts in Singapore need to like
Make a
Band
mini
together.
community.
we need to band together because the people that are listening to all of us, right, all listen to podcasts one. So we need
Those
to help
that
each
actually
other out,
listen.
right? Like you can't act in like if you see in the US, the reason why I think most of the podcasts explode right, is because they really just help each other out. Like you go on my show, I go to your show.
Like, but they really have shitload of podcasts.
No, but but at the start, like when there weren't many, and then there were only like a few couple of good ones. Of course, there are a lot lah, but a lot of them not very good, right? But if you have quality people like Emile has his own podcast, that's why I think he'll be willing to come down. Sometimes we try and invite people that have never heard of a podcast, right? Then it's quite hard for them to grasp what a podcast is, right? Then they just come on here. Okay, let me not go down that rabbit hole. But okay. So I think thank you for coming down. If you have a podcast also and you're listening to this, hit us
Feel
up.
free.
Yeah.
Hit them up.
Follow Emile at the Posture Lab and go to his Instagram page. You can see all the different tags that he's working on, like the sports certification and then everything else.
Wait for his reaction video on TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh, it's there already.
Oh, is that? Okay.
For TikTok.
Yeah. Okay, so thanks guys. We out. Peace.